time of Christ, said during his time that you could still see the evidences, you could still see Sodom and Gomorrah clearly, that they were still visible. Now we have to understand that Sodom and Gomorrah existed about 4,000 years ago. So 2,000 years after Sodom and Gomorrah were destroyed, Josephus writes that you could still see the cities visibly. So we're 2,000 years beyond that. But we also have to understand that when God destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah, and it appears to be the surrounding cities in this Dead Sea region, that he reduced them to ashes. Now what we can see here is a lot of brimstone here in this area. So I'm going to talk about some of the evidences. So Josephus says he could see the cities clearly. They have discovered in these areas a brimstone, and they're like balls. And this brimstone is totally different than any other place on the planet. Most other brimstone, and I should mention brimstone is synonymous with sulfur. So brimstone is kind of the old word for sulfur. So we have found sulfur balls all over in these city areas here, and it's unlike any other sulfur on the planet, as I mentioned. They're white, and they are about 90 to almost 100% pure. So you can light them with a match and they burn this deep blue, yellowish color, just burning the rocks. It's just almost solid sulfur. Now most sulfur found around the world is greenish and runs about 40 to 50% in sulfur purity. So we have these sulfur balls here that are unique. They're round and they are almost pure sulfur, and they're white like any other place on the planet, as we mentioned. Also, archaeologists have discovered in these areas around Sodom and Gomorrah about 1.5 to 5 million bodies in graves in these areas around Sodom and Gomorrah. That tells us that this area was densely populated.
And brimstone here. Like a little bowl with the shell. Just one touch. I didn't even see the sulfur on my finger. Look at this blister. It was so hot. It was indescribable. Look at my hand, the geometric shape. Let's go on top of it. It's only ash, only ash. You can see where the ceiling fell on itself. Look at that. It fell on it.
Hundreds of miners work inside an active volcano here in Indonesia, battling toxic fumes all day long. They're mining sulfur, which locals call devil's gold. Working conditions here are so dangerous, many miners don't live past 50 years old.
Nama saya Mister, saya sebagai penambang belirang di Kawah Ijen.
Miners like Mistar carry up to 200 pounds of sulfur on their backs, up and down these steep cliffs. The sulfur is used in everything from matches and rubber to cosmetic products. It's even what makes our sugar white.
Nah, ini belirang yang bagus, tidak ada pasirnya. Ini yang namanya natural. Udah tadi, berani mati, takut lapar.
And many false prophets will arise and lead many astray. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. But the one who endures to the end will be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom will be proclaimed throughout the whole world as a testimony to all nations, and then the end will come.